Hey, welcome back to the channel. We are working on the Revell Mercedes-Benz Actros MP3. We have the engine completed. I do have some paint detail to do. I have the drive shaft out. I am ready. I have all the front end and rear end all together on the chassis, so we're ready to paint the chassis. So today I'm going to be doing a quick video of the rims and tires. I've already created one just so you can see how they're going to go. Excuse me. This is going to be the spare tire. It's the only one like that, so that's going to be the spare tire. Now I have these other 4 plus 2. There are 2 dually hubs, 1, 2, 2 dually outside rims, and 2 front rims as well. Let me make sure I do that again. These are the rear dually rims. These are the front rear dually rims, and these are going to be the dually inner rims to connect the 2 tires. One will go here, and then we will install one of these. No, wait, my bad. It only really shows, if you look at the instructions here, it doesn't really show more than 1 tire, and it only shows this tire to build. So you got to kind of like look at it and make sure that you got it correct, okay? So what we're going to do here is we are definitely doing dualies on the rear. So we're going to trim it all up, clean them all up first. So that's my first step. I'm working on little nabs that came off the tires. Came on a big rubber sprue. So I've already created one of them. So now we have the whole truck to do. So this is going to be the spare tire. I've already got it to the side, and I got it kind of all beat up on the bottom of it where it looks like it's going to be under the truck. Okay, what it would look like. All right, so here we go. I'm just taking each one of the internal rims, and I'm going to either cut it with my scissors here to get it down to the right length and right size. There we go. It brings it right down to the edge. Then I just kind of sand it a little bit. Now I'm going to do a rounding effect when I sand, because I don't want to make a flat spot. Then I'm going to flip it over, make sure you can't see it from the front. Kind of give it a little bit more on the back side of it, and use your finger to kind of see if it's smooth. Just smooth. You just want it smooth. It doesn't have to be. It just has to be smooth and round. You don't want to see any little nubs sticking up when you put it on the black tire. I am leaving the rims this color until I get my paint. I'm probably going to assemble and not put the engine in. Try to get as much as I can assembled. I'll try to do the interior, that kind of stuff. When my paint gets here, I will do a small video. I'm just going to do the rattle can, and it's going to be, I'm not quite so sure yet, it's going to be a metallic silver like it is on the box, or if I'm going to do a white because I really like the decals. So, but you can see on the screen exactly what I'm working on. So this is, like I said, just a tire video, just trying to do little things here and there. Be aware of the front end of this is supposed to steer. So you got to be really careful. You got to be pretty good at swagging. I got all the swags done, but then I knocked it off the counter, so mine's not going to steer. But as I always say in my videos, I don't hide anything from anybody. If I make a screw up, you guys either hear about it or see it. I don't edit any of my stuff out. If I break something, you get to see it. If I miss something, you get to see it. Like there was a big mishap on my first video starting out this that I created for myself. I wasn't watching right, and I missed a couple of parts, and they weren't small parts, they were just important parts. And I had a buddy of mine, Sam, is doing the same kit, and he's a bit ahead of me. I don't know how he did that when I got mine first, but he did that, so he's a pretty quick builder. He does pretty great work too. So you guys wait, we'll put them together and see what's going on. He is definitely ahead of me. He has got the all the pretty much the battery boxes and everything installed, the fuel tanks, the fender wells, the humps, that kind of stuff. He's got them already on. And me, I'm not going to do any of that until after I paint the chassis, because then I'm going to paint and touch up everything to try to make it look as compatible as possible. The interior of the truck is going to be I want to say a hammered gray kind of a look with the darker color gray as an accent color. So that's what we're going to go with, or the vice versa. It might be the darker gray with the light gray accent, but that's what I'm going with for the interior, just so everybody knows where we're going. All right, so like I said, I'm just cleaning each and every one up, making sure I'm good to go, and then I'm going to start building these and not putting them in the tires till they dry. Now, that's the way I recommend you do this. A lot of guys put them in the tires and then glue them together while they're already on the tire. I would prefer to give them a nice couple of hours to dry as a rim and then put them through the tire. And they seem to be a lot cleaner that way to me. All right, again, snip the end of that off just a little bit with my scissors. I lost my clippers. I don't know what I did with them. I was working on Christmas stuff for my wife outside, looking stuff up, and I don't know what I did with them. Sooner or later, I'll find them. But for now, I'm just going to use these are surgical scissors I got from one of my surgeries from one of my doctors. To cut off, I thought it was to cut the cast off on my right-hand side. Pieces of the, what do they call it? Bandage, I guess is all I can call it. Gauze. That's what it is, gauze. I used them to cut the gauze off, and he said I could keep them because all they were going to do was sterilize them and use them again until they got to where they couldn't use them, and then they were just going to throw them away. So I said, no, man, let me have them. So I got those from him, as well as a pair of hemostats that he was using, which I have here. I got these two items at the same time. So my hemostats and my angled scissors are both stainless medical tools. So you guys use what you got. I use dollar store sanding sticks to get rid of my sprue pips and stuff. So like I said, y'all use what you got. You got sandpaper, use sandpaper. Y'all got an X-Acto knife, just be careful. But you need to clean all these up and get them all ready to go. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the rear portion. Okay, so it's going to go here like so. All right, and that's going to give you your two rims. It's going to give you your front, outside, and your inside. Okay, so that's where these two are going to go, along with one of these on the back side to hold them together. Okay, and one on the front side, if I'm not mistaken. And there's your tire. There's your first set of tires. Okay, so now I'm going to need two for the other back, and that leaves me two for the front. Okay, so there's my two tires. So that's how they're going to go. All right, so that's what we're going to do. They're going to go just like that. Fair enough? All right, so this is how we're going to build them. Once we get them all cleaned up, they're going to look like that. Oops, well, not all jingly around, of course, you're going to have glue. They're going to look like that. And once they're all dried and nice and tight, I can put the wheels on without a problem. So this is why I'm doing all cleanup, because we're going to build the rims first and then put them in the tires. All right? And I got tires to clean up too as well, so hang with us. It's only going to be like a 30-minute video, I guess. It's not going to be a very long video. Again, I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share, hit that notification so you know when I'm on. I'll pop out videos here and there, unboxings, quick builds. We have a RE8 coming up. It's an Airfix airplane, 1918 airplane coming up. That's going to be a pretty quick, probably a few-day build and a couple of day paint. But we're going to be building that soon, as well as a whole bunch of other kits coming up. Oh, we have the International Pro Store coming up still to do the build and the unboxing on. So you guys got to hit that notification so you get to check that out. For you guys that do building already, let me know what you think about my builds. Let me know what you think about my show. I'd appreciate the input. If any of you guys got your own YouTube channels, please feel free to let me know. PM me. Hit me with it. I will go check it out. I appreciate anybody and everybody that likes and subscribes. Share the heck out of them if you want, bro. You don't have to be a model expert or a model builder or even collector to be on my channel. So please feel free to let everybody know about it. For those of you who aren't on any of my groups, please go to Plastic Addictions Anonymous or the Model Asylum on Facebook and join. We have some good fun over there. We do rooms, we do lives, builds, as well as theme of the day, theme of the week. Soon we're going to be doing a Christmas theme day to where everybody can show off their Christmas lights outside. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be a pretty fun day. We're going to be watching everybody's Christmas lights go. I already have a bunch of pictures of mine ready for you guys, so hopefully you guys can check that out. We'll be doing that on the group. I want to say welcome to Corey. Corey came from TikTok. I'd like to try to give a shout out to anybody new to the group from any one of the other platforms that I can. If you tell me where you came from in a PM, I will definitely mention your name here on the channel and tell you thank you much for your patronage to our group. All we ask is that you read the rules and follow the rules, and most of all, have fun. This type of hobby is supposed to be kind of fun. You guys are supposed to like what you're doing, and if you're not liking what you're doing, you're in the wrong thing. Because no matter whether I mess up or not, I like watching it. I like looking at it. I want to give Tony and Candy a shout out as well on It's All Junk. That's put on by Leo's Hobbies, a lot of their auctions, and I want to give them a yell out too, just so you know. Tony and Candy do every other Saturday, so they did one yesterday. It won't be next week, but the following week, go check them out. It's All Junk. They do live auctions. They do a lot of charity work for people in their area, as well as children and so forth. So please go give them a shout out and give them some love. Check out their schedule, and maybe show up on one or two of their auctions and show them some love. Basically, we're almost done here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do the gluing of the rims before I clean up the tires, and then we'll call this video done. So video is going to be called Tire Assembly. Okay, so anybody who's looking at this will know exactly what it is. Again, this is Plastic Addictions Anonymous. We're on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Slide. And I think there's another one, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. All right, so now we're ready. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Move these tires to the side. So I know I got that one all done. Okay, but just to show you, now I'm going to take it back out so it dries nice and solid. We are going to do our two rims that go together. First, we're going to do that. Okay, guys? So that's what we want to do there. Now, I'm trying to figure out, do I put one of these on first to hold it into place and then put this on? No, because it's already got a rim. Okay, so we're going to take these two pieces and put them together first. That's the first thing we're going to do, guys. Because I'm going to try the rim first to make sure it's going to fit that way. So this is going to go into here. Then this back rim is going to go here. Now that's the face rim. Okay? So again, you want to make sure that you got these tires trimmed nicely. And luckily, you didn't have to trim out the holes. So the holes are really nicely round. So everything fits in nicely. So then we're going to put this on here. And the back plate, the bevel on goes in the inside. So then I'm going to drop another tire on here, make sure that's the way it goes before I start building them. Okay, that's exactly the way it goes for you guys that want to know, okay? You're going to put the one tire with the centerpiece in, one tire with the ring and the ring in the outside, okay? Then we're going to put that on. So there's no ring needed in the middle, okay? No ring needed in the middle. Both rings are here already, okay? Both rings are here. So you know you got it right. And then you got to put another ring on the outside of that. Okay, that's how that goes. Just like that. And then this will slip right onto your rail here without a problem. You may have to sand this down a little bit if it's got any edges on it that are from the pouring of the mold or pulling of the mold. You may want to clean them up. Like there's a little bit here on the edge here. So I'd clean that up before I do anything else. So I'm going to check these rims for anything else to clean up, and we're going to go ahead and build them. So stay tuned here, guys. Don't go nowhere. And we'll be starting to build them up very soon here. Saw that, and I saw that. Now, again, this is the best time to go around and make sure that you got everything cleaned up. You don't have any glue on it. You don't have anything put together yet. Really, for the most part, it's going to be the easiest and quickest way to do it. I see a little bit there. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is flat as well because I want it to fit flat. And I do have a drill bit that I use, but I broke it. So I'm probably just going to try to make sure that I get enough glue on the inside of it just to slip it on right, because I don't want it to roll, because I don't want it to roll off the shelf. I have a cat, and these things are sitting right by my front door. So, and when we open and close the door, it kind of makes things chatter. So I don't want to do too much. See, I forgot when I just saw it, so I want to clean that up first so I don't accidentally put it on without it being done. Again, just the rounding measure, just cut it off as close as you can. Use an X-Acto, just be careful not to split the rim. I hope you were careful not to split the rim when you pulled it off the rail. I want to say thank you to Joseph for making me do things like cut stuff off the rail instead of twisting them. He really cringes when I do that, so I stopped doing that. I don't know what brought me to do that, but I did. All right, so now again, we're going to take, this one's the front wheel. Okay, this one's the spare wheel, rather. Okay, so we're going to take one rim, and we're going to make sure it's all cleaned up. Check it. Okay, we know this is the rear end. I'm going to look at the box just to make sure I'm doing this right. Oop, my bad, wrong side. All right. Yep, the bigger one goes out, and it gets painted black. So I'll do that after as well, okay? After I get it all glued up before I put it on the truck. Again, there's something else I'm going to do before I put it on the truck. The little piece, I would say, goes in with the longer piece out, I would assume. I am wrong there, okay? So you have two different stubs. You have a short stub and a long stub. The long stub that I cleaned off goes inside the outer rim, just like that. And then you put a ring on either side of that, okay? All right, so let's get to that. First things first, we're going to put a little bit of glue on the ring. Try to keep it as neat as possible. There's a bubble, so I'm just going to kind of like use that bubble to move it around a little bit. I'm barely putting anything on. All I'm doing really is just moving what I did put on around with the end of my glue bottle. Woo, got a little bit more than I wanted up there. All right, so now easiest way to do that is with my finger. Just kind of make sure it goes all the way around. And we get anything off that we don't want. Okay, so again, we've got the outer put on. Okay. Then we put on the outside of the rim itself. And you put a ring on that, guys, and you'll come up with that. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to put a ring on it. We're going to glue them two pieces together and set them off to the side. When they're fully dried and I know that they won't separate, I will add the tires to them after I paint the center caps. So a little bit of glue, and we're going to glue this one into this one, right? This one into that one. Remember the longer one first. So this one into that one. So like I said before, I'm just going to put a little glue on the edge of it. And drop a little bit down inside because I don't want it to fully close in. Oops. Ooh, that was a big mistake. Almost got glue on that. Glad I did. All right. There we go. Now we have, hey. I guess I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to put a little bit on the flat spot here too as well. Really hold this rear end together. All right, there we go. That's that. And we have this one ready to go up on that. There we go. Wipe the glue off the table so it doesn't end up getting on something else. And this is why I really want my own room, guys, because I do stuff like that. It's really, oops, I didn't get enough glue on it. I probably should be using my toothpick, which is right here somewhere. It's right there. All right, so like I said, this is only going to be like a 30-minute video, though, guys, so I'm just going to show you real quick. And I haven't painted anything, so if anything needs to be cleaned up, I can do that ASAP when I need to. All right, there we go. All right, there's your first set of rear wheels, guys. Don't forget to paint your hub inside the main bearing hub black. So there's one set, and there's two tires that will go onto that. All right, and we have the spare tire here as well. That, whoops, easy does it, engine. I did put on the fan and shroud today. I am going to be painting that as well. Once everything gets in the truck, I'll do detailing all the way around it. Once we get it all in where it goes, it should go something like so. And then the drive shaft would go in and hook up to the rear end. But I'm going to paint this whole thing, including the drive shaft, black first. Okay. Now I think this is going to be the battery box, and I'm pretty sure it's going to go like right here. That's where it's going to be. It's where it's going to go. Now I'm not sure again yet on what exactly I'm still putting on the chassis before I paint it. So be aware of that, guys. You know, you got to watch what you put on. I wanted certain things that are going to belong on the chassis that can be painted black all at once. I'm going to go ahead and paint them all black at once. It'll also help you give you a little bit more of a clean look to it rather than having to try to hide any glue marks that you might have done. Okay, I got mine sitting on my center blocks just to keep it up, but this goes like right in here. I'm going to set that there for you guys so you know it goes like right in there. The engine goes in here. Dry shaft is there. We have two tires for our next rim. We have the spare tire here, which gets it cleaned up, so I'll be cleaning them all up in a minute. And we have the two tires for the front. Okay? All right, so again, these are going to be the fronts with the holes in them with the wheel studs outward. So those are going to be the fronts. So, all right, they go in the tire like so. All right, let's go ahead and do the rest of our rims up and get them done. So we find the two parts of rims that we want, and let's glue them together and then put it all done. We can pretty much be done here soon. Once I'm done with all these, I should, in reality, be able to start doing other things. Let's see, that's not it. That's not it. It's right there. All right, so I put a little bit of glue on the flat plot, and I am going to line up the holes so that you can see through them. I know I didn't show you that on the other one, but that's what I'd like to do. See if I can see through it. I like to line the holes right up with each other. Oh yeah, let's see, that's almost glued into place already. Okay, it's all lined up, but see, I line up all the holes so that you can see through. I don't know if you guys can see through it or not, but I line up all the holes so that you can see clean through it. Sometimes I've even taken a drill and kind of cleaned them out a little bit so they were more defined, but that's up to you guys. Me, I'm just trying to show you guys what I'm doing today, and gonna try to do a little bit of a 30-minute how-to, kind of how to put your tires together on this thing. We're working again on the Revell Mercedes-Benz Actros MP3. Again, I just use my scissors to cut a little bit of off. I'm going to go ahead and just leave that there. I'll clean them up when I get them on the rims. Okay, that one's done. That one's fairly clean. A little bit there. Same thing. I'm just using that, and I'm gonna make the tires all be look like they've used. So we're gonna go ahead and sand the flats of the tires as well, guys. All right. So again, this is a how-to video on how to set your tires up, how to get your rims together, and the tools you'll need. I use, like I said, a pair of scissors instead of cutters. I use a pasty glue, a thicker glue, rather than using the thinner glue. I find it grabs and adheres a little easier when it sets up right. You're going to need some kind of a sanding mechanism to sand down the tops of the tires, the flats of the tires, where that right along the road, so it kind of looks like it's been used. You're going to need a couple of bits of patience. If you wear glasses, make sure you wear your glasses with you. You also need an X-Acto knife in case you need to cut anything off of the done rims and tires. Sometimes you get to look at them and find a little detail you want to cut off. You don't want to have to go sanding back on it because you're done with all that. So you just, and again, there's how I do my tires to make them look like they're worn. I just kind of rough them up with this. I know guys that use a Dremel and stuff like that to do this. That's too loud for me right now. I want to just show you guys on a 30-minute video. It's one of my 30-minute quick tips on how to do your tires. Now, the tires should not be different sizes front and rear. Now you can see here, this one looks like it's got a little bit of a lip on it. That's from the mold. You got to try to get some of that off. If you have to trim it with a knife, sand it, whatever you got to do, because that will make your rig sit differently, because it literally, with all four of them like that on the rear, let's suppose, that will hit the ground before the real meat of the tire does. So you want to try to knock that down best you can. All right, there's a little piece there on the tire I wasn't able to get off with the sandpaper. I'm just going to use my scissors and kind of trim it right off of the edge. All right. I'll be right back, excuse me. I'm back. As here, guys. Yep. All right, cool. Pit break. Okay, now let's get to it. So I showed you how I'm doing everything. I'm going to go ahead and clean these up. I'm going to go ahead and trim these pieces of rubber off before I ever get started, so that I know that it's already done. Okay. Just looking for it if it's anywhere. There it is. Get that off. And again, use your scissors, use your knife, whatever you do here. I'll show you using a knife. I use a knife. Just be very careful. Then I would pull a downward stroke so that you don't end up messing up the treads. Pull away from the treads. All right, now that seemed to do it. All right, now if you cut the tread a little bit, like I just did, this is why I don't use a knife. You just come back and you sand it off a little bit. As long as you don't cut too deep, shouldn't look bad. Oh yeah, came right off. There we go. All right, now I'm just going to sand the rest of this off and around. And there is it all done. All right, again, don't forget to clean up the tires if you want to make them look like they're not new. I will be on this rig as well as a few other rigs that I've done. I use real Armor All tire shine on my tires once they're totally done, and on the rims to give them that really shin look. So that shinny look you want. All right, so there's another one. All right, so there's a couple of them that we've already done. So let's get this last rim together. Last couple of rims together. So we'll need one of for each of these. Okay. And we need to put these two on the back rims to have them done. Okay, so we're going to do that now. And we'll be done with that. Like I said, this will be about a 30 or 45-minute video. It won't be very, oops, wrong one, Dad. Won't be very long. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm not trying to make it a really long video. I just want to give you guys a couple of shorts when I do my lives. I know a lot of guys don't go watching those, but some of you guys watch these. So I want to like, subscribe, share again. Hit that bell so you get notifications. I appreciate a couple of comments. Let me know what you think. I appreciate anybody and everybody that shows from here to our Facebook or any of our other platforms, as well as any platforms from there to here or our Facebook. I appreciate everybody coming in and checking it out. I really do. We're going to be done with the rims in a second here, and I'm going to call this video done. I will put one together, which should be already ready to go, which is that one we did first. So I can show you guys what it's going to look like. Well, exactly what it's going to look like, except for the black that I'm going to do, and I will put that in my build video. You guys will see the black done there. All right, yes, I have a glue towel underneath my butt so I can reach over and grab with my fingers and use it with my fingers. All right, so there's that one. That one's done. We're going to put this on here, and that's done. All right, guys, that's it. There's all your rims. There's your two front, there's your two rear, and there's your spare tire rim. This one should be able to go on right now because it was the first one I did this morning, so it can go on. So I'll show you what it's going to look like. So there, again, if you clean it right and you make it look the way you want it to where it's rounded like it's supposed to be, you really should have a nice clean rim on your tire. Okay, again, I can take this one probably. Yep, I can put this one together. So we're going to take the front and put it in, checking for imperfections on the front of the tire. So you want to put the imperfections on the rear, if you can. Looking for any wording. I'd like to have the wording out if there's any wording on it. So let me look on the other side. All right, so the wording is on the outside here. I'm going to put it on the outside of the rig because I might want to. This is kind of like a sporty, expensive rig. You know, the Mercedes is a cheap rig. So I might actually want to put the lettering on it. I don't know, depending on what it is, just to give it a little bit more sporty look. Okay, so there it is, guys. And those went together very nicely. They have a nice separation in between them. And you can see where I started sanding down to the one that I didn't sand. Okay, so if you sand them down, they'll look really much like this one here that I did to make it look like it was underneath the truck. As you can see, compared to this one here right next to it. Okay, there's your difference. Okay, so if you clean it up, it does look like it does look a little bit more sharp, so that it looks like it's been used on the ground or it's been hanging underneath the truck. So be aware of that. So we can go ahead and see if we got this one tightened up enough now. Yep, this one should be enough to be put together too. So again, making sure see, got to make sure the lettering is on the outside. Got to make sure all the wheels match now. You got to have all the lettering all the way around the outside to me. I mean, you guys can do it how you want, but I put the lettering all the way around on the outside now. All right, I checked to make sure the front and back rim are sitting properly. The rings are sitting properly. I can drop my second one on. I also put the lettering on the inside of the truck as well. All right, there's number 2. Again, you can see where I sanded it as opposed to the wheel I didn't do any sanding on. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wait to put these 2 wheels together, and we'll go from there. All right, so these still have to dry for a little bit, but that's it. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, this is one of my shorts. It's only like 30 minutes long. If you like this video, like I said, hit that notification, and I will be back on soon. Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope everybody has an amazing plastic Christmas and gets lots and lots of builds. Show us what you got, guys. Give us PM. Let us know what's going on. Thanks, guys. Plastic Addictions Anonymous, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, slide. Oh goodness, and I know there's one more or two more that I have on there now. Need information, PM me. If you want the email address for this channel is plasticAddictionsAnonymous2021@gmail.com. That's Plastic Addictions Anonymous, all one word, at 2021@gmail.com. I'm out of here, guys. Appreciate you. Come back in and let us know what you think. Come back to another video. I'll be back on soon. Bye, guys.